Well, good morning. Excuse me. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Let's see what we can find out this morning. We're experiencing a significant drop right now. I'm not sure if you can see my screen, but you should be able to. This is SPX 500 falling off the bone, as one might say. I would anticipate that some data must have just come out, and that is why it's doing that. Now, where did you just go? Hello. Hello. Here we go. All right. Well, I'm just trying to see what's on the calendar. There we go. It's Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning at 8:30. We got good trade balance. Not sure why this did it. Maybe there's an earnings play or earnings call that is causing this fun stuff that's happening right now. 8:30 goods trade balance, preliminary wholesale inventories, flash manufacturing PMI doesn't actually come out till 9:45. That's the red folder. 10 o'clock new home sales, crude oil inventory at 10:30. And at 4 o'clock, we've got some FOMC members and people speaking. So from that standpoint, not sure what's causing this significant move. You can see here on potentially on the chart when it decides it wants to populate. There we go. Just had a fall off. Don't know what that's all about, but hey, let's just keep going and maybe we'll run into some information here in a minute. Is at 15.33. It was in the 14s yesterday, so the 15s this morning. There's a little more quote unquote fear in the market. We'll see. We're up 0.15% or 0.61. There you are. Tesla sinks as earnings fall short of Wall Street hopes. I actually had a feeling that Tesla was going to fall off, that their earnings wasn't going to were not going to show that they were doing all the stuffies, right? NASDAQ futures lead losses as Tesla and Google disappoint. Tesla and Google disappoint. Now, Google's probably the one that's dragging down this price. I had a Google put credit spread yesterday, and I was like, I need to turn this off. So because I didn't, when I entered it on Friday, I didn't realize, I didn't look and see that Google was going to have earnings this week. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll make sure I turn this off because you don't want your good credit spread to go in the tank because of an earnings play, because earnings is what we call a binary event, which means it can cause a lot of volatility. So on any normal week, my Google trade after entering Friday, the premiums would have drawn up because it was a good little bit away from my strike. It would have drawn up, and basically I would have been able to exit by Tuesday. But because it was earnings, the IV kept things really high. And so I did exit. I did exit with the profit. I got about $20 in profit off of it per contract, even though I was like, yeah, I'm not going to sit around waiting. Hey, Tanya, not going to sit around waiting and hoping. Let's see if something goes on. Let's see what Google's got going. I said, I'm not going to sit around and hope for the best because, hope is not a way to trade. We don't trade on hopium. You trade on some things that make sense. And this is the Google chart I just brought up, and it's currently at in the pre-market. Let's go see where it is. My trade was 170, 172.5. And the Google, where are you in the pre-market? I don't even see the pre-market. Oh, there it is. 175.99 is Google. Closed yesterday at 184, and now it's at 175. So it's almost a 10 point drop. It's almost a 10-point drop from yesterday's close. Looks like it closed at like 183. So like 8 points it dropped over, with the earnings trade and earnings announcement. And my strike is at 172.5. It's probably going to, I say it's probably going to fall some more. That's just that's just speculation because you never know. But generally, when folks, Google's a strong company, so it probably will hit some support and then pull on back up. The question is when, and did I want to be riding around waiting on it till between now and Friday? And the answer to that question was no. So I'm glad I closed my trade up yesterday. And if there's some opportunity that presents itself between now and Friday, then maybe we'll ride it back up. But you don't have to stand in front of trains. There's no reason to stand in front of moving trains. None at all. Okay. So that's what's going on with Google. We can look at the Tesla chart to see this is the 5-minute chart. So every candle is 5 minutes. And this is what Tesla looks like after its earnings was called. Well, I'm looking at, let me see where it is, because I have it on regular trading hours. Tesla, where are you? Where is the pre-market price? Ooh, Lord, 224. Fell from 247 to 224. That's a 23-point drop for earnings. If anybody traded or did a Tesla lotto, they're gonna be looking pretty nice when it opens up this morning. They did a Tesla lotto. That's what's drilling down the market this morning. I wonder what made that SP drop like it did, and that's because of the earnings trades. Tesla sinks as earnings fall short of Wall Street. Big tech earnings won't make or break the stock rally. Why? They won't. AT&T beats on subscriber numbers and the shares pop. NASDAQ futures lead the losses. How to play the stock market during election theatrics. This is the guy who is at Tastyworks or Tasty Trade. This is the guy, I think he's one of the CEOs or the lead analysts at Tasty Trades. And of course, we like Tasty Trades because they're a good seller broker. Spot Ether ETFs show crypto is a major asset class. No shock there. All righty. So let's see what CNBC has to say. Happy midweek, Janae. Tesla shares fall 8% in the pre-market, trading after earnings miss. Mortgage demand drops as home buyers wait for lower rates. Alphabet meets earnings expectations but misses on the YouTube ad revenue. So they needed to drop that much for that? Come on. Anyway, our futures here, Dow futures are down 0.44%, S&P futures down 0.9%, NASDAQ futures down 1.4%. Oil is up. U.S. 10-year bonds are red. NASDAQ futures fall after Alphabet and Tesla report earnings. They report earnings, okay? Now let's go. Speaking of earnings, hey, Tamar. Speaking of earnings, let's go see what we got for the earnings. Speaking of, well, maybe. Come on, Cletus. There we go. This morning, as you can see, we have Tesla. We got Google or Alphabet, Enphase, EMPH. I hope, Tanya, what'd you do with Enphase? We probably should go look at it so we can see what, I know you looking at it. Even if I'm just looking at it, I know you're looking at it. Enphase, Visa, Texas Instruments, Chubb, Seagate, Capital One, Calm, and RCA. EMPH didn't do very well on the earnings either. I don't know if you had a put credit spread or a call credit spread, but EMPH. Oh, Tamar trades EMPH too, don't you, Tamar? 103. I don't know if y'all are in a trade for EMPH, but it has. Wait, you know what? This is what it's been doing for several days. Well, several 5 minutes. Oh, it's currently popped up. Oh, come on, Enphase. Enphase is at 106. This is misleading. I got to turn this on to extended hours so that I don't get myself off, because I'm telling y'all stuff that don't be accurate. Okay, so I'm going to go to a bigger time frame so I can get more on the screen. Okay, I didn't mean to move you around, but this is Enphase. Enphase had, it popped yesterday after. Did a pop? It's pulled back some, so it's currently at 106, but it closed yesterday at 103. So it's up a bit from where it closed. Tanya, if you had, sorry if I got you nervous. If you had put credit spreads, it should be okay. Yeah, tomorrow. I know you trade EMPH every week, but this week would have been the week to stay out because you don't have any we don't have any reason to stand in front of trains if we don't have to. No reason to get in front of a train with earnings if you don't have to, but that's what earnings. It popped up to 106. So Tanya, you might be able to get out of your trade if you had a put credit spread. Good morning, Abra. How you feeling this morning? Okay, so we're back to the earnings. That was Tuesday aftermarket, all of those people. And this morning we have Vertiv, AT&T, Amphenol, Lamb Weston, Next Era Energy, which is another trade I closed up before the market closed because it was NEE. I had gotten that off of the Peakbot list. Tenet Health, GE Vernova, General Dynamics, and Boston, somebody or other. Let's go turn this off so I can see what that is down there. Okay, come on. Gotta get my mouse. Looks like it's RCA. Oh, that's a P. That's not an R, that's a P. That's PCA. Okay. After close today, well, that's Boston Scientific and General Dynamics were this morning. After market closes today, we've got Chipotle, Ford, ServiceNow, IBM, Viking, Sands, Newmont, Celestica, Whirlpool, and Waste Management. Tomorrow morning, American Airlines, AbbVie, Hasbro, Honeywell, RTX, NYCB, Southwest, Keurig, Dr. Pepper, AstraZeneca, and Valero. That's all tomorrow morning. There was something I was just going to, this is what I was going to do. I knew there was something I was going to share right after I mentioned those. For those who are looking at the Peakbot alerts, I've discovered something yesterday. Remember yesterday I mentioned that I wasn't able to see the ones that had earnings. That's how I ended up in that NEE trade because I didn't see, all of mine were showing yellow, but then when I saw the Peakbot guys on a Twitter live stream, I saw that their watch list had red on it. And I was like, well, I'm not seeing the one with red. So I sent a message to Dylan. You know, Dylan is quite responsive, always responding very, very quickly. Anyway, so I went to, if you're doing the alerts, we've talked about the alerts several times on this call. So if you're doing the alerts, if you're using the Peakbot alerts, when you first go to the main screen, what you see is this list of the top 10, right? You see the list of the top 10, but this is not all the alerts. I just was working with the top 10 and they're ranked by the EV, which is the expected value. So this is a good, list, but none of this stuff shows earnings. You can read over to the side and see the earnings, but it's not a visual, right? So then what Dylan told me, and maybe didn't know this either, I didn't know this, was to go to where it says view full watch list. Y'all see down here when I'm moving my mouse? View full watch list. And if you click on that, then it takes you to the full watch list for those. And you click on trend spread weekly. And then once you click on the trend spread weekly, come on, open on up. There we go. It tells you the ones that are in red are estimated earnings dates where the earnings are closed, right? It's going to fill here in a minute. There we go. So here we go. This is the whole watch list. This is not just the top 10. This is the entire watch list. And you can, change it up by, it's ranked by expected value, which is this EV, which basically means the higher possibility of these trades being successful based on trade over time. Okay. So Google is at the top here. Not sure why Google isn't red, probably because it just had earnings yesterday and it's another day. So, but anyway, the list is, so you can see the red ones are the ones that still have earnings coming up this week, right? And this whole list. So if you decide there's something you like off here, or you want to look at it by, the potential of profitability, this is the POP, is the potential of profit, is the likelihood that this option trade will be profitable. You can decide, I want to trade my profitability range, right? And I want to update the list based on POP. You might decide that that's what you want to do. Well, then you got, look at here, this SLB trade has a 94% probability of profit. Ooh, all the P's. ET, you got several things here depending on what you're looking at. So you may have the top 10 on the trend spreads, but you can go here and look at the entire watch list and see, based on what's here, what is the potential of profitability, and what kind of premium, what's the EV though, expected value, and all the things. So you can use this. You got your strikes they give you and everything here. So you don't have to go with just the top 10 is what I'm saying. You don't have to go with just the top 10. You can click into the, let me swing this around, make sure I've got it right again. Yep. Okay. You start with the alerts.usepeakbot.com. That gives you the top 10. That gives you the top 10 if you want to go here. If you want to see the entire watch list, maybe none of these on the top 10 are of interest to you, but you want to see more, you click on view full watch list and go into trend spread from there. Okay. That way you can see the earnings, all the things are there. So I thought, wow, this is good. For those of you and us who use the alerts, I'm one of those people. I'm a Peakbot fan, and I'm a Peakbot affiliate as well. I don't make any money from the alerts, but if you do automated trading, which I do with them, automated trading, I do receive an affiliate commission for that. Tanya says she did a PCS and a CCS. Okay, so you need to keep your eye out. And tomorrow I hopped in front of the train. It may be fine. I don't know what you have for your call credit spread strike, but it may be fine. Excuse me. Okay. So that's what I wanted to show y'all for the alerts. I knew there was something there I wanted to share. I feel like something went the wrong way. All right, let's go back to Adam. I don't know if Jamie's here, but I discovered something. When I'm looking at these numbers between SPX 500 and ES and what's the difference, in TradingView, there's like 4 different SPX 500s. There's 3 or 4 different ones. And depending on which one you pick, the gap will look different. This number gap I mentioned here will be different depending on which one of the SPX 500s you pick. All right. That's something Jamie would like to know, I'm sure. Adam says this week the plan was simple. I was looking for a rally in SPX from 55.07 to 55.95, then sell. Yesterday we rallied to 55.94.75, high of the day, and we sold 80 points. Plan today, 55.12 is support. The bulls must reclaim 55.35 now to see a relief pop. 55.46. 55.65 are going to be the targets for the pop. If 55.12 fails, then the next leg starts to 55.01. The next leg starts to 55.01. Let me see. Get to our SPX 500. SPX 500. I know y'all can't see my screen yet. We're currently at 55.01. Wow. Currently there. We'll see what happens. Let me change the screen so y'all can see what I see. Currently at 55.01, which is where you see whether or not there is a relief here. 55.12. Got lost here, and then it fell down. Now it's at 55.02. I hope the train stays behind her too. I don't want anybody getting run over by the trains. Absolutely not. Okay, so that's what we see with Adam. Keep those numbers in mind as you're trading SPX for today. For those of you who are trading SPX, Adam is a great level-to-level trader. He does put good levels on. Now he's a level-to-level buyer. So that makes a difference when you're a buyer or a seller. If we're selling, we want price to be away from our strikes, right? So he's going to show you the steps of where it could possibly come down to. You can use those numbers to help you determine where you want to put your, I don't want you to come down here strikes. Okay. Credit Spreads Masterclass is coming this Saturday. Okay? July 27th at 11 in the morning. All right? If you want to join us there, go ahead and get yourself registered. Credit Spreads Masterclass. Register at Educator to Trader. Let me see. I think I doubled up a letter there. I did. .com. There we go. Okay. Janae said she wants to see what's next on this here screen. Our list of trades for the week, short list. Somebody got in XOM. I don't want you to come down here, strikes. That's a slogan. Those are the strikes you want to pick. I don't want you to come down here, strikes. Let's switch over to the charts. Let's look at Amazon. I want to also make sure I go through I'll look at SPY and all those duties too, right? Make sure we do that. I'm putting this on the 65-minute chart so I can have more data in here at one time. Okay, Amazon at this point currently at 183.97 is where Amazon is. Looks like it fell off yesterday. I want to look at Starbucks too. Y'all remind me to look at Starbucks. If you did this put credit spread from the other day, like I mentioned, you should have been able to get out by now for sure. You should be out of the trade by now. This is support down here at, what's this, 180.99? Was that 180.110? Either way, support underneath here. If you were doing a put credit spread, look here, put credit spread below 180. Nice little snake happening here. Tanya says, I'm in XOM. We'll go look at it. I knew there was somebody who mentioned they were in XOM. Janae, what I see for Amazon, I don't know if you're already in this trade or you're possibly thinking about it. The current price is at 184. 184 is just, there's a support at, or resistance now because 184 is above it. I mean, it's below it. Resistance is at 184.67. So price may have to, move on through there. Yesterday it went through with no problems, but it's down below that right now. Hey, Saida. Hey, Ward. How we doing this morning? Saida, you missed my talk about the Peakbot alerts and the whole long watch list. There's a watch list, not just the top 10. I don't know if you trade any of those or if you look at the alerts. If you do, let me know and I'll swing back past it again. Okay. That's what I see for Amazon. You want to get in there. You want to watch that middle place. Where it is right now, is it at? It's at some support and resistance. Amazon is. Are you thinking about getting in for this Friday, Janae? What are your thoughts for Amazon? I can go back to. I can open up. My Thinkorswim actually is open. I can go and look at numbers. This is XOM. It's got some gaps. Well, kind of. Actually, these gaps have really been filled. Close to the open. Price action, there's a little bitty bit right up here. There's a Chinitsi bit, which, Chinitsi is a whole size. It's a measurement. Chinitsi is a unit of measurement. There we go. There's a little bitty gap there. Current price of XOM is 113.68. This is the current price. It may try to go on up here and maybe get this little gap. It's hanging out in the middle, though. Got a few pivots between where it currently is and where it would have to go. So it's going to run into some difficulties along the way. But if your strikes are below 113 and above 115, 116, you should be all right. It does have time frame continuity to the downside. So if you're below here, if you got to put credit spread, you want to keep that in mind. What do we have for our what did we have for our strikes? I want to say our strikes on our graphic was it 113? I feel like it was 111. Oh, it's 113. Okay, so our strikes on the graphic is 113. So if you have the exact same strikes that are on the graphic, then you're going to want to just be mindful about where the location of XOM is right now. All right. Saida, you said you use the Peakbot for XSP. How's that been going? Is it going good? I've been using it for triple Q. Well, they do triple Q for me. That's my automated trade. So I've used it for triple Q, but I've thought about using XSP as well. So I'd like to hear, how's it going? Are you using it each day, and is it profitable? I found out yesterday that and this probably would work sometime and not work sometime. I have the triple Q in the morning. There's a lot of volatility, and it looks like triple Q is going to go out of bounds. So I'm trying to keep in mind my little 2x 3x thingamajigger, right? So some of them I've been turning. I turned off one side. Then yesterday I turned off one side, and then it went the other way, and I had to wait for that other side to draw all the way down. And it was the end of the day by the time it closed. It literally was 405 when it got down to be worth $5. But I decided after yesterday, I'm going to let the trades do what they're supposed to do. I'm not gonna step in front of those triple Qs that the bot selects. Now, if I select for myself, then I'll manage it myself. But the ones that the bot is selecting, I'm gonna let those trades do their thing. So I think the 12 o'clock time frame is one that you want to keep in mind, because the beta testing of that strategy was based on a 12 o'clock entry point. And if you do automated trading with Peakbot, it enters at 12 o'clock each day. So try to be as close to 12 as possible. Okay. So try to be as close. And of course, life is life, but try to be as close to it as possible. I actually have an alert on my phone that lets me know to go ahead and look at it and get in. It's actually like 11:45. It starts dinging to let me know that it's time to go ahead and start looking if I'm going to enter something on my own. All right. That was XOM. Let's go look at some of our darlings this morning, the indices. Let's look at the indices. Let me get us on a time frame. We can see some. I put us on the 65 minutes. 65-minute time frame. Nope, I don't want you. I want you. Okay, currently at some support of 548, where we are in the SPY. This pivots. I'm not sure if you all use this pivots indicator, or those of you who even use TradingView. But I do find the pivots is helpful, letting you know where there may be turnaround, especially this main pivot in the middle. This provides the support 1, support 2, resistance 1, resistance 2. And generally, you can go down to 3 and 4. I only have 2 on mine. You can, change the pivot so you have more of them on. Let me see if I go look at pivots. I turned on S1, S2. You can turn on, the 3. You can go all the way down to 5 pivots or 5, resistance and support. 2 or 3 is enough. It adds enough lines to the chart. I can't do too many lines because I'd be struggling with too many things on my charts. But this is what SPY is doing right now. We look at the daily chart. How did SPY end the day yesterday? Well, it ended the day looking like a shooter. Longer wick at the top, selling pressure. Hope y'all can see the wicks there. There we go. Selling pressure here. Kind of stopped in a hammer. It is a 2-up candle, but it didn't close in fourth. Basically, it didn't close up there as an up. It's really like in the middle. This would fall in the doji. I put it in the doji category for the most part because this open close. So it could go, SPY could go either way. There was a lot of selling pressure, which may be why we're at 548 right now. And we closed yesterday at 556. Doesn't help that Google didn't do well on earnings. And I'm sure Google is a big part of SPY, right? So that's going to be something to manage when the market opens in 30 minutes. Okay, this is Triple Q. Triple Q is also down in the pre-market at 473. It closed with also a shooter coming with a lot of selling pressure was here. Closed at yesterday. Where's my C? 480. Closed at 480 and now it's at 473, which it needs to come on and recover today because my triple Q iron condor is in the way, right? I think I've got something like 477 or something like that. I think it is. Let me see. What is mine? Oh, it might be 479. We got a long way to go. Come on. Y'all got to get back up there. 479 is where it is. Okay. That's what we run into when you're in the midst of earnings season. But IWM is not to be phased. Look, IWM said we could give a rip. We are going places and y'all can't stop us, right? It's currently at 221. This was yesterday's IWM. IWM popped like it's for a couple days. Pew, pew. Nowadays coming up, not yet, but there is some resistance all the way up here at what, 224 that it's going to have to go on through. It hasn't been able to pop across there and stay. On this candle on Wednesday of last week, it got up as high as 226. There are folks speculating that IWM is going to 240. Came back down, filled up this gap. It had a couple with little bitty gap. It closed that on its own. This gap coming down, closed that one. So at this point, let's see what we have for what could be a support, an entry place. We got full time frame continuity to the upside. Yesterday's candle was what will be called a 2-2 continuation. Basically, it's 2 up. It went from a 2 candle to actually this was a 3 candle because it's outside a 3-2 continuation. You see what happens after today. If it continues on past 223, then it can continue on to the next stop. The next stop would be 224.88 if you're looking for more continuation. But there's some supports in here. So if you hit a support and you decide you want to go ahead and ride all the way up some more, you can. Where are we at? 220. What did I say? Oh, this is our current price. We're here at 221 and some change in our current price, which is support. It was support that was created in the pre-market yesterday, but it is still some support. Pew, pew. It was resistance over here. Now it will become, notice we got a wick here. It touched it in the pre-market this morning, and it's down right about there now. If it rejects off this, it could be some more upwards mobility. Upwards mobility. Yesterday it went up, pulled back a bit, and then ran for the moon the last 65 minutes of the day, the last hour of the day. It just went on and went on some more. The high of that was 222. It's pulled back a little bit to 221. Y'all remember yesterday I mentioned Dale. What did I say yesterday about Dale? Let's go back to the daily chart. I'm sure I hope they're still here. I think I might need to slide over to the other one because I know I mentioned Dale. And I put some, I believe I put some. Y'all see the gaps I showed us yesterday? This is yesterday's information. I said if it got below 127.07, then that would be a puts entry to go down to fill this gap. And what did it do? It went down and filled that gap, hit the bottom, which is 125, and started to move back up. Now, what it's doing now is not acting right. Basically, it's at 123.24. So my Dale put credit spread that was supposed to be going on back the other direction is today. I had 123, 124. So we'll see I'll give it. I have it till Friday. So I'll give it a little bit of time to see if we can recover along with these other tech things. Can Dale recover? Janae made a statement yesterday about Dale being in the HTB category, hard to borrow category. And she said that she doesn't, didn't want to be stuck not being able to get out of the trade, so she doesn't do the HTBs. I thought, okay, that's why I asked the question of why did she say, why did she mention that it was in the HTB category? And I can see the logic behind that. It's not showing hard to borrow this morning. It's showing easy to borrow now, which I don't know if that means. Do you think that means, Janae, when it's HTB or ETB, that means it may be maybe they know something? I feel like it's HTB when it's falling, because people want to get on when it's falling. They know it's falling, so they'll switch it over to HTB. And then maybe when it stops doing that, then it switches back over to easy to borrow. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, this gap fill that I had on our chart is actually filled. Let me see if I can grab it so I can take it off the chart, because I said we needed a gap fill, and it is filled. Price action filled that gap. Now we've got a gap above that needs to be filled, but I need you to come on out of this 123. Let's see what other support is back here. We're on the daily chart. Where do we have some support? Do you all see what I see? It had another gap down here to fill. That's what happened. There was another gap back here from May that needed filling. I feel like I mentioned that yesterday, but I didn't put it on the chart. Anyway, there was a gap that remained unfilled. Now the price action from this pre-market has filled it. And if it comes back through it on the, in the live market, not like regular open days, open times, then, I'm not sure if you consider it filled or not filled based on pre-market stuff. Either way, there was a gap back here from May that now the price has gone through. So it's got the opportunity to go ahead and fill that gap and go on about its way. Yeah, you can go on back up, Dale. You got permission to go on back up. Got permission. Okay. Did we have any other stocks we needed to take a check at? Day says, Daily, good morning. I'm running late, but great luck, everyone. Hi there. Gonna grab coffee and catch up. Good job. Marbu Man, do you do momentum trading? Some. Mostly I'm a seller. I do look at some buying stuff. Act right. Yes, it's no longer hard to borrow on my end. I'm looking for LL. If you're here, LL, let me know. Does anybody know the person who comes on and their LL? What is their name? And if you do, send me a message, because I'm looking for her. Looking for LL. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. We did all of our ones there. Let's see. CNBC, it's about 10 after. We can start to come on, load up quickly. We need you. Oh, the Secret Service director was a woman and she resigned. Oh, man. I know they were calling for her resignation, or the person's resignation. I didn't know she resigned. Secret Service says it denied some Trump requests for extra security. That never works out well if something happens at the thing you denied. Well, we said no, we didn't think you needed it. And then, they almost killed you there. Sorry. I'm trying to see biggest movers. If somebody sees biggest movers, you can let me know. I don't currently see them. OpenAI reassigns top AI safety executive Alexander to role focus on AI reasoning. Okay. Said she held out doing the testimony, but she resigned the next morning. Oh. Okay, so I had shared with you all in my community yesterday that where is it? I shared with you all. Is that turned off? It's just me on the screen. I hope so. Can I get my mouse to work? There we go. Should be just me. There we go. I shared in my community yesterday that several months ago, I went looking for basically some more education for myself from a charting standpoint. From not really charting so much. I wanted a full technical, I really wanted more technical analysis information, right? I wanted to learn more. I wanted to feel more confident in that area. So I went looking for a community or a mentor or a trader or a trainer, something like that. I went through the course because, everybody who's learning, it should always be learning. I sure hope that nobody ever feels like I know all I need to know. I don't need to know no more. No, I sure hope not. Anyway, I went looking for myself because I wanted to expand my own ability. So I went looking for that. I ended up connecting with a couple of dudes and a group called Impact Investments. Impact Investments has a Discord. I've mentioned to you all here before. We've talked a little bit about Capital Flow. We've talked about Capital Flow as an app, and Capital Flow was designed or created by one of the guys of Impact, which is JT. So I've hung out over there. I'm with them regularly. They, got a full Discord, got a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, it's a great community along with what we have here. It's a good supplement would be. I know that I teach sellers and this is my lane. No problem. I love this lane. But I know there are a lot of people who are watching and following me. Everybody is not 100% sellers. I mean, I'm not necessarily 100% a seller. I mainly sell, but I do look at buying opportunities. You all here have heard me more recently talk a lot more about buying opportunities. So, and how do you look at assessing a trade if you want to buy? So I've come from both sides, and this is because I'm learning more, which means I can pass on more information. So anyway, I took up with Impact Investments. Every morning they have a live call. They have education. They have, a Sunday evening call, a charting session call on Sunday nights, which is really good. TJ is the trainer who does that. And anyway, they're having a special going on where you can join their community, Impact them, or join their Discord, and you can join it for free for a month. I put the link in the chat. I hope the link is there. Looks like it is there. You can, join up with their community, and I'm there. I'm what's called an impactful member in the community, so I'm there regularly. And there are, of course, a lot of other very talented people that are there in the group. And for those of you who are interested in knowing more about buying or doing better with your buying of options and whatever, it's primarily, of course, the selling stuff is there because I'm there. But it's a good little place to come. I mean, check it out. I put the link in the chat. If it's something that, go check out, go over there, use the code 100 in order to get 1 month for free. And you can come and see what the Discord has to offer. Hang out for the morning calls. The call goes usually from about 9:45 to either 11:30 or 12 every day. They do this every single day, right? And even with that, there's all kinds of stuff anyway, because it's a Discord. But it's a Discord that's not so convoluted that you can't follow, because some Discords got so much going on. Everybody got a channel, everybody calling, and you're like, do what? Yeah, this one isn't like that. So check it out if you want to. Go ahead and fill in your, use the link I just put in the chat and use the code 100 in order to get it for free for the month. All right. Okay. Wanted to bring that up. Impact Investments. And if you're in any of those stock Facebook groups, you may have seen TJ the trader. You may have seen JT's stuff. If you're following JT and Capital Flow, you may have seen some of their posts. But yeah, that's what's going on over there. Free charting checklist, chart your way to 100K, chartyourway to100K.com is where you can get your free charting checklist and cheat sheet. Don't forget, we have our credit spreads masterclass coming up this Saturday. If you're coming, you need to go ahead and register. Go ahead and register. SPX traders for 0 DTE trade strategy. A 0 DTE trade strategy. SPXplaybook.net. This comes with the playbook. It comes with videos for a little bit extra. It comes with a Telegram group that, people are in there together who are all trading in there together. It comes with that too. All right. E2T membership is open, always open. $97 a month for that. And our trader declaration. Hope all hearts and minds are clear. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts grow more and more each week. I am a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war and our fingers to fight. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. All right. One more thing I wanted to mention about Impact before I close up is that while we're on this live call, they're on that live trading call, they're basically calling trades. I mean, if you are wanting somebody who is saying, you know, I'm getting in blanky blank at this price, or this is what we're doing, and then to work along with you while you manage the trade. And then when they're out, they say, I'm out, or we're out. It's just another community, another little way to learn some more things, to expand yourself if you're interested. I think, again, we should always continue to be learning, and that includes me. And if you have interest in other areas or interest in like developing in other areas, I will tell you that I recommend a place. I wouldn't want y'all all out here willy-nilly, because there's everybody on every corner of the internet's offering you something. I've been in Impact Investments for months, so much so that I have a yearly subscription, because I was like there for a while and was like, well, I might as well pay for the year. So that lets you know how much I believe in it, that I put my money on the line. I didn't get in on the free. I didn't get in for the free. I went in as a paid member and I tried to go in under the radar. That didn't work out, but because it just didn't work out. The people there, some of the people there recognized me. I didn't know people were checking for me, because for me, I feel like I'm just out here doing what I do. Anyway, people recognized me when I got there, and they were like, what? Anyway, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm going to bring all my seller strength right on in here with y'all buyers. But I've learned so much. I've learned a lot more while I've been there too. So it's been a good expansion for me as well. Okay. All right, everybody. We're going to do two things today. We're going to stay green. We're going to get this money. And we're going to have a great green day. All righty. I want to see y'all in the market. If you need me, send me a message. All right. Talk to y'all later. Like and subscribe. Okay. Bye.